Man, boy, whole time, boy. Let's give honor to the source of the creator, the most high, making all this possible. The way the transits is, I'm finna talk my shit. Got to bark my shit. That fire, boy, the transits right now, so many shit aligned, boy. The clarity coming from the Aries, the Mercury, so much shit coming up and out. I feel like everybody on edge right now. But it's a fire and transformation. Listen, let's give an honor to the source creator, the ancestors known and unknown, for the highest get involved. Listen here, man. Bro. Boy, healing is amazing. Because once you realize like how predatory shit really is growing up when you have been subjected to some fucked up family, fucked up shit. Like, it's fucked up, you can't ignore it. It's like fucked up shit. It's like shit that you cannot ignore unless you choose to. I talked to one of my cousins, wow, because we got the same birthday. He, in Western astrology is Scorpio, but I think it's Libra and Vedic. But either way, it's on some like raw conversations we always have. And it's like, wow, how we talking about conversations. And I'm gonna tell y'all, bro, that spirit, like that predatory spirit, that lustful spirit, that shit it's so much shit as I realize, like healing, and then so much shit get exposed after you face some shit, bro. And again, it's like you really start to realize, like, you don't fucking know people. You really don't know people. I love how I got my hair like just in some wild, crazy shit. I really have no idea, but I love how it's being presented. Like, you really don't fucking know people, bro. You really don't fucking, like, when I say that, it's like, this nigga told me, cause it's like, bro, them shadows is coming out. I think we almost at the, when the new moon come, it's like the darkest part of the shit, like how shit come out. Like, I forgot what they call that shit. But shit start to really expose itself. Man, I'm sitting here talking because this nigga tell me, hey bro, you remember such and such we hoop with? Now this makes like the second individual that I found out, second or third individual I found out, dealing with this uncontrollable spirit, bro, like guess pertaining to lust or whatever. I don't know what the fuck you want to call it. But I'm realizing a lot of people have been dealing with just not knowing how to control their desires or some type of sexual abuse, bro. 'Cause, man, he told me, somebody we knew, this guy younger than us, he was like, bro, tell me why such and such. I keep thinking my hair about the shit is coming out. He was like, bro, tell me why such and such got 26 count, I believe, of sexual assault, or I don't know if he was saying like 26 count. I don't know how they do it, of like grape, or it's 26, I think it's sexual something. 26 counts basically of, something dealing with something sexual, because he was a coach or a trainer. A lot of shit really kind of, when I look at just the spiritual warfare and shit, when I just think about a whole bunch of shit going on, bro, a lot of shit kind of, you know how people say they're taking back over it? Man, a lot of shit to me, like, really kind of don't, like, surprise me about people once you start putting two to two together. But it's more so like, I'm definitely flying my kite, by the way, because this fucking wind is whoa. Anywho, like, man, this shit's wild, bro. I told y'all recently, like, you know, with having a daughter and just thinking about family that you grew up with, the sabotage that a lot of people don't talk about, they go through dealing with their ass, because it's so many things. Shout out to Yumi Genevieve. What the fuck? Talk about something wild happening. Damn, glass breaking. Something getting sealed and shut off. I'm over here talking about closing out shit with family and shit cracking and falling. So anywho, yeah, that's, bro, shit wild, bro. Whew. These moon cycles be revealing so much shit too. I be noticing that. How, that's fucking wild, bro. 26 count. It was a guy we knew, played basketball with. It was another guy, I think I told y'all in another video. Finding out that his ass was messing with a youngster over fucking like 11 years. Like over 11 years. And he had multiple counts and stuff like that. I'm sitting here like fucking shocked. I don't even know how to like to process this shit, because it's like I don't even know what to say sometimes, because I don't know. Like, I look at shit physically, I look at shit spiritually, and I always look beyond the veil of like what's the deeper root to the deep root to things, like internally, like what the fuck is going on with people. And another thing, I look at it as a protection, because I've spoken about one of my childhood friends or people that I grew up with, and you know how you can deem yourself to be close to people and so what, but then when you find out like their secrets or things that you know about them, you don't become close no more, or like you start to see the bigger picture. Like, now you having kids, you can't make me think to just assume or have discernment that if you are subjected to fucking with kids, or even having that idea of a carnal mindset when it comes to that, that's something mentally or something going on with you, that if you think that I'm going to be okay with you being around my fucking kids, and they go for family, they go for a lot of people just assuming as if this shit is okay. Like, nah, I don't, fuck, bro. I don't, man. Like, this shit wild, bro. Like, even people, family, like, how they still make excuses to still stay around people knowing that they dealing with shit like that. Like, y'all normalize this shit, bro. That's the dysfunction. That's the fucked up shit about it. It's how people just assume like that shit is okay and still gonna be okay. Like, no, bro. It's not cool. This shit wild, bro. And I realize how divinely guided and protected I am, because you have to see, like, I love this word I've been using lately, like seeing what's really been plaguing your generation, seeing what's really been going on, because if you don't, you will just assume like it's okay for the shit to still keep happening and keep just thinking like it's all right. And it's not. This shit not cool, bro. Like, it's some people, nah, bro. And that's from doing the shadow work and inner work to really show you, like, beyond the veil, that what I be talking about, like, protection ain't just a physical thing, it's a spiritual thing too. Because when you're in tune and everything, is that stuff free? Okay. I'm an artist, so that's a canvas. So I'm finna definitely paint over that. Appreciate that. I can use it.
And that Christmas tree is brand new if you want to see.
What's that?
My Christmas tree.
Oh no, I appreciate it. Nah, I'm an artist, so I'm gonna paint over this and sell it. Appreciate it. But yeah, see, man, I'm just sitting here watching. Oh, this is a good ass canvas too. But like I said, see, I'm over here talking during the video, and then the divine just boom. I'm over here looking, turning around, see a big ass fucking canvas. Big ass fucking canvas. And it's so wild because I just got rid of one to a client, which is cool, from Cambodia. But yeah, this is cool. See, I just got inspired, transmute the energy in another way. But anywho, moving forward, yeah, man, like this even inspires me more because of what I'm talking about. And again, it's like redirecting your energy and so forth, because like I know y'all hear me talk about like how people don't like to confess, not even just confess, but realize like they ignore what's going on in the family. Damn, how could I carry this motherfucker? They ignore what's going on in the family. And that's why I said this what keeps a lot of people from fucking progressing. When I say there's people I wouldn't ever fuck with a day in my life ever again, bitch, I meant that shit. There's people in my family I wouldn't ever fuck with again in my life. Simply because of just how the fuck they move. How the fuck they move. They just think of shit cool, think somebody just gonna be okay with what the fuck has been going on. It's not cool, because what they normalize, they'll try to convince you to stand in dysfunction and normalize as well, which is not cool. And so the growth from all of that is realizing you gotta see the shit that you don't want to see. And it ain't just physical, it's spiritual. So so yeah, just reminding myself, be able to see the bigger picture, the big picture. This motherfucker, this picture gotta be fucking. I just got finished doing a 36 by 48. This is a good canvas, boy. But anywho, there's certain shit I can't ignore. I won't ignore no more. Cause again, when you don't realize, like being a cycle breaker, how shit run through you when you're not even aware, but it stops with you as well. It don't just. It's wild, bro. Knowing about some characters in my family and the spirit that they've been having. It's not judgment, just to realize, like, whole time, bro. You don't even realize you amongst motherfuckers, whether it's envy, jealousy, or resentment. Shit, right now, this don't turn into a confession. Shit, right now, shit, I gotta, man. Once you start realizing like how people, I think this is important, because with all these signs in Aries dude does rule identity, because it's the head. It rules the head, but also with its Chiron in Aries, like identity. And also I realized even through my shadow, I was learning more about even cardology. I don't know, this is just things that I research. I'm always learning about something. But I was learning about some cardology shit, and I was reading them more up on my my what do you call it? It's not a sign, but reading up on some stuff. And as I was learning, it was telling me more about parts of myself, like when shit would happen with me, like, why am I doing this? Rather than realizing like how this affects, or the shadow part of like, why am I doing this? You ever did something and you keep asking yourself, why am I doing this? And then when you get to the depths of it, you start to realize like what is it? Like, how am I becoming, or what do I need to learn from this? What's the depths of this I need to see in becoming for my identity? Cause what was it? Dang, it was different parts of like protection, identity, and it was another one. But I gotta research more on that, because it says a lot about even the spiritual significance, because cardiology deals with the different it's like a form of tarot, but it deals with different suits, certain, it's very ancient too, like some people use cardiology, cards differently rather than your tarot set. But cardiology is in a way of, again, the numbers have meaning, and they actually are connected to tarot. There's more depth to it, of course, but they represent different parts. So for me, I had learned that me and my cousin had the same, what do you call it? I think I'm a 6 of clubs. And I kind of found out one of my cousins was a 6 of clubs. But it was talking about the different stages that a 6 of clubs go through. So for me, I was like, yo, it blew my mind, because I realized like there was a part about, it was saying like being loyal to the wound. We fly. Huh? See what? Oh, it's a deer. I'm gonna paint over it though. I just found it in the trash. Oh. Kids think I painted this. Wow. Wait till they see what I do. Thank you, I appreciate it. It's funny. It's not mine. I got it out of the trash. I'm gonna paint over it though. I do artwork. Yeah, I'm gonna paint over it. But anywho, yeah, it was wild, because I found out me and my cousin had the same 6 of clubs, and just in that, it just shows me again where how unconscious patterns will have you being loyal to the wound rather than, what was that quote, how it was saying like, once you evolve past that, you're more so evolved, getting to a place of realizing like how practice becomes what's permanent. And I was like, yo. So through evolution, I was realizing like, damn, practice becomes what's permanent. I think that's how it was quoted. But basically, it started to make me reflect on, even just with that, you sure? But yeah, so even with that, hold on one second. So yeah, even with that, because this ties into like, what the fuck is my hair don't dig, bro? Because even with that, it ties into what I was saying about like the family thing. What the fuck? My hair don't dig. It ties into that. I got a canvas, bro. What the fuck? Something told me to walk back the other way. And that's like, what they say, things happen in threes. So I had to go get a new replacement key. This is all a little off subject. I had to go get a new replacement key, right? I had to go get a new replacement key. And so with that, I walk into this space and I saw this art. Cause the guy, he doesn't just make keys, he does like audio, he does some other stuff, he does audio and whatever. And he has a building where he does like audio and some other stuff. And I saw some art or this temple on the wall. He was like, I was like, yo, who did this? I was like, da, 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 da. He was like, yeah, okay. Somebody he knew did that. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm an artist. And see, this is why communication is so great, where you learn some things and then you just never know like how an opportunity awaits. You go in there to get a key and the divine has something else for you. Now you don't made a client. And that's what ended up happening. He wanted some art. And so I ended up getting a client. And that's why I delivered today is the art for that. Like I had my hair earlier, but I don't even know how I'm gonna do it. But so he ended up turning out to be a client, and that was dope because that was the first time he ever doing something related to Cambodia, or like I forgot the temple, but it was like I did something with monks that was on it. I'm gonna post it. But anywho, the canvas thing is that right in that same areas where a guy I met, right behind the guy business, is where I met a guy who actually, I'm always at the right place at the right time. That's why I try to tell you guys, I keep telling yourself, I'm always at the right place at the right time. Everything is happening in divine order. So the guy that has the keys or had the key or whatever, right behind him is a guy I got some new bikes from. And it was wild because I'm like, yo, all of this is right here. But not even 20 feet from another house, all of this is in the same proximity, like a triangle. Is a house that I already was looking at stuff that they had out, because a lot of people here, a lot of people put a lot of stuff out that be good. Like, that's how I've got canvases. That's how I've got a lot of stuff before. So, whether it be marketplace or whatever. So, something told me a minute ago, because I was going to see the guy with the bikes. See, sometimes you be thinking that you going for something, but you there to receive something else. So, here I am going to get, I'm thinking something for the bikes. And I noticed that his garage is usually up, but he's not there. So I'm like, okay, maybe he'll be there later. Either way, I'm like, okay, I'm making this video. And that's all of a sudden where I'm like, hold on. Before I seen that the stuff that they had out there, it was different. I'm like, yo, hold on. This is, you know, this looks valuable. So one moment, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I got. I showed you, but basically, I was making a video, and like I said, you think you're supposed to get something. Look at this. Is this 36 by 48, I believe? I saw this upside down out there. I said, I didn't even have to ask them. I was like, is that free? Because they put it by, like, in front of their yard, like by the ride to make sure. I was like, oh, I'm an artist. I didn't even have to tell them that. Bro, this is a brand new canvas. I love shit like this because basically I don't have to do nothing but add whatever I want to on there. And it smells good. Wow, it smells good. It smells like the house. It smells really good. But anywho. So yeah, like I said, I had just delivered that to the client today, the other masterpiece. And again, I was leaving out from the library, and so forth, handling some business. And all of a sudden, boom, like, something was like, I need to make a video, because I was just about to come here. And then all of a sudden, I said, bro, hold on, bro. No, I got to make this video. I got to get this out. But again, it relates to, again, how I was talking about just the fact of the family thing, because my cousin, very bright, very vibrant, he was just more loyal to the wound. And even unconsciously, when you don't realize it, like some of us, I can see myself. That's why when I point out stuff, I'm like, bro, I can see how I was unconscious to the wound, not realizing how important it was to nurture myself, show up for myself, realizing how it was talking about, it was breaking it down like how when you're loyal to the wound, how you don't realize, like, even through your patterns, how you're hurting yourself and others. So for one, that was very big because I know that all too well. Now, when it comes to elevating, where it says, I think it said mastering like the truth or loyalty, it was, I got to look into that again. Like, it was just breaking down the cardiology aspect of like the birthday. And I realized like the shit my cousin was living in, he was more loyal to the wound. Like he was, like I said, had all, and I won't even say potential. It was more so like he can do whatever he wanted. He was very gifted as well, just as I am very gifted. Was freak of nature athletically. It was just more so like he didn't realize, like, through a lot of like his silence, I know a lot of stuff he kept in because he was a natural warrior just as I was, like, and I don't just mean like fighter wise. A warrior has a spirit of someone who has the ability, I want to say, like, to destroy so much of what they're around, who they're around, and so forth. And if they're unaware, it's just a warrior has a different mentality to feel like they have to be. This big ass fly. You got to go out that way. You're not coming back in here. But a warrior has a way of like going through things and feel like he's at battle or has to be at war all the time and never really at peace. And I just made a poem or something off of this that I gotta share. And it was talking about how, like, I realized like a lot of stuff that I went through with myself, my mother, my family, just a lot of stuff. I realized like how many things, like learning now that having a Chiron in Cancer, so much woundedness. When I say a fucked up family, it's like you're talking about so many things karmically that you realize, like, that your family has dealt with or people have dealt with personally that has that they don't talk about, that they hide, they keep in secrecy. And for me, it's like I naturally empathetic, like as an empath, like naturally value things differently from a more internal space. And I've had to heal that internal space over time. So when I say shit fucked up, it's like I know the fucked up parts that I had to deal with, and then with people to where they keep it hidden so much. So that's the thing that's fucked up so much about it. It's like how much they keep it hidden, and how much they, in that keeping it hidden, how much they keep hidden is like a way of like repressing and suppressing it. And so that's one thing I knew about my cousin. He kept so much in. And with that, again, his warrior spirit, it's like a warrior can be at war with anything, whether that's sexual shit, you know, stuff like that. And that's why when I see people and I hear about this shit, I see it from the inside, but I also see it from the fact of like, is that something I can relate to? Is that something I battle with? And so forth. And I realized yes and no, but at the same moment, I realized, like, in a form of protection, that I realized like too much of something, had I not, you know, face it or acknowledge it, could have been a lot. Like to try to just manage on my own or just assume that like it's a tough task trying to get over a lot of shit that I realize like people going through now. And like again, it's like it's so much that I realize, like even with people I know, like they family stuff they going through. It's fucking fly, another fly. But anyway, just stuff like that to where it's like shit just can't be ignored no more, bro. And learning more about myself, I'm realizing like, yeah, nah, I cannot. I'm not finna be dealing with stuff like that. I'm not finna be around people. It's so many different things where I keep telling myself like, that's the internal growth, and then also it's the internal safety that I realize like can't be hidden. But a lot of things, like I said with my cousin, like a lot of people were more loyal to the womb. Not realizing what they did, how much it affected people. And then when you're not aware of shit like that, and then you have someone go out in a way that that affects everybody. Like the healing is beautiful for me because that means I vow to do a lot of things within myself. Not trying to be perfect, but more so realizing like there's a bigger picture to why I'm doing this as a cycle breaker, so my kids not only don't have to experience this, but I realize also in this, it's like, am I here to recreate the whole idea around what a family structure is? Then I realize, yeah. And with that, it comes with realizing how fucked up yours were, or shit. When I say fucked up, it's like the karmic shit that you cannot not see. Like when I say some people I will not, due to the fact that they ain't trying to heal or do no shadow work. It's like I know I see them in the shadows. If it's because I face my shadow, so it's like I see you spiritually. I see what's on you. So what makes you think that I'm gonna think that you're safe from not only just me, but for people that are in my inner circle? You're not. And like I said, the warrior aspect is that the shit that we ignore. So I had made a post about that, or I read I actually drew a picture of a samurai and I had to paint something over it after. It's like to make peace with what I was experiencing, because I felt like I've been trying to be this samurai or this warrior that never put away his sword. The sword can be symbolic to like not making peace. Your sword is like, as biblical text is like your tongue, or how you know, it can be said differently, but like how you use your words, or how you operate in life, how you draw your sword, you know, from a place of woundedness, or from a place of like feeling like you're at war all the time because of an internal conflict. So for me, I realized like it had a lot to do with being abused, sexual abuse, mental, emotional, financial abuse, to where a lot of these things that I was facing internally, the anger, how much I realized it had affected so many people around me, that I agreed to myself, or vow to myself, that I will put away that sword. Like, it's okay for me not to be a warrior. I had an elder tell me that shit years ago, and it really makes sense now, because I realized like whether, like, I feel like another lifetime I had to be a warrior at all times, or I had to protect so much. And I feel like this lifetime now, or just presently, I have to remind myself how much I need to protect myself. Because another thing about the warrior is that sometimes you don't realize that when other people have internal conflict, we want to ignore their, we ignore their own internal war, and see their smile and the glitz and glam and the external, and not realizing eventually you will be at war with this individual because they're at war with themselves. So, yeah. Am I the only one that'll sweep some trash into a corner? Not a corner, but like sweep some shit up and leave it for a little minute and probably be the last thing that I do. But anywho, so yeah, just a lot of shit I realize a lot of people battling with, bro. And it really does reflect the internal world so much so, man. And it's like, it's not even just personal. It's like I see the deeper aspect of like why I really can't associate myself with you. Because I know that warrior come out if you try to bring harm to even me or anyone around me. So that's the bigger picture. So that family thing, that legacy thing, more so it's like, it's a deeper thing for me. And it's not an overprotectiveness thing because there's, like I said, in my own imperfections or realizing like at the time I was loyal to the womb to where I ignored a lot of shit. It affected a lot of people. To now coming full circle, I'm like, bro, it's a discernment, like you love people, but that's just like, that being loyal to the womb is being loyal to the dysfunction. It's like being loyal to people, to a trauma bond. And that's with self. That's why I say shit can be fucked up, because you realize a lot of people that their identity is around that shit. And that's what that Six Club was talking about in the description. It was like, I know protection was one in identity. I forgot the first one, bro. I gotta remember that. But I'll make a part 2 to this because that protection, again, is a deeper awareness around what type of identity have you created to protect what. So it's like that tough guy mentality. I was telling my cousin earlier, I'm like, bro, it's fucked up how people actually think not being a family man or a father or whatever it is. Because we were talking about, he know the feeling of like how his father has kids by multiple women, but never taking responsibility. He was even talking about the shit, how his dad still acts young, talking to him, talking about around him, like messing with multiple women, driving their car, all this other shit. And to me, I'm just sitting here thinking about, bro, the immaturity or almost like the unevolved aspect of people, because they never really grow up. They still doing the same shit. They don't do the shadow work. That's the protection. That's the thing that a lot of, like, what people don't realize when I talk about this shit. It's like, bro, evolving is a real thing. Doing the shadow work, seeing your own shit, seeing what the fuck has been keeping you in a loop or pattern of like just shit that's been like, that shit will have your ass like, bro, what the fuck have I been doing this whole time then? And that's the thing about like how people get to that place. Like we were sitting here talking about like how dads, people go make kids and all this shit, even the irresponsibility in parents. And again, when they don't care to see what's going on, you can't make them see. And they'll keep going through the same shit. And it's wild to hear him talk about that shit, bro. Even a deeper aspect of like how to hear him talking about something sexually, then hear like him tell me about the young guy. I think that guy probably wasn't even 30, I don't think. But just knowing how I was just around these people, bro, like years ago, and the whole time a smile and all this shit. Whole time this dude had 26 counts. They say probably who knows what happened before that. That's how deep shit goes. It's not about being perfect. It's about realizing like people really dealing with some shit, y'all. and it shows you how much you don't know a person. Even in circumstances, like you really don't know people. You don't know what they're willing to do. Sometimes you want to think they know better, but it's like, do they know better? It's like, what you really dealing with mentally to like think that you're gonna get away with that shit. And that's the beauty of like universal law, or realizing like actions is law. One thing that's like your actions are the one that plant seeds. Now when it comes to someone talking, that's a whole nother thing, but the actions is a whole nother thing because you putting it in motion. So when you think about literally what you putting out there, the intention, that's the beauty of even going through shit karmically or realizing like, man, I had to go through this, but next time around I can do differently. That's the thing about it not being perfect. So when I tell you about the fucked up thing about the family, it's like I have the opportunity to do this shit differently. Differently than my father, than my mom, and everybody else. I have the opportunity. And even with that, it ain't supposed to be perfect. It's just the fact of like navigating through it. Recognizing, do you have similar patterns or, you know, do you have similar behavior patterns and shit that your mom and dad have? And are you really navigating through shit? Are you really facing it? Man, that shit uncomfortable. Cause I'm talking to my cousin, you know, and I'm informing him like, you know, again, we talking about the baby things, how we never even taught the fact of how people unconscious don't even realize, like, for some of us as men didn't even know the importance of having a place, you know, for ourselves, you know, the self-sufficiency thing. And I'm telling myself, like, how important it is, and seeing the awareness around it now to approach life completely different. To see life completely different. Because when I reflect, I gotta look at, even in the dysfunction of how I say shit so fucked up, it's just like, bro, I gotta see my own fucked up ways or certain shit that I didn't know. Like how I'm not gonna bring another child in this world knowing that, for one, am I mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, so many different things. That's the thing I had to learn even through children. I had that when I tell y'all the fucked up shit, is like I had to see the patterns that I did not want to see. I had to recognize, like, why is this still happening the way it is? And I realized sometimes you living out shit that has been karmically following your lineage. I ain't gonna hold you, yeah. What they say, putting the carriage before the horse. Yeah, that's just like doing shit prematurely. But that's the thing I don't feel shame over though, because I had to like learn through this shit, especially like with my kids. I'm even more grateful because I have to find a balance. And then it's like, even when I feel like it becomes overwhelming, there's still an opportunity to find balance. So the discipline it's not just not having a child. It's more so I have an opportunity to focus more on myself. And that's my lesson from having a child with someone. Not knowing these things before, but now that I know, what am I going to do now? Still do the fucked up shit that my dad did or somebody else? Become overwhelmed with something and not take action? And so this is why, like, me and my cousin was talking about the karma thing. Like, how y'all niggas go out here and make kids, or how people go out here and make kids. And I realized, like, there's more to come with that. The reward ain't just busting. The reward also is in the responsibility. So it's like, even though I made these children with someone and so forth, there's a responsibility still to that. Now I have to realize, like, in that, there's a responsibility to myself. Something that my family or people in my family did not see. I had to look at my lineage and be like, yo, the way I see how women treat each other, the way I see how men and all like that, I don't know nobody that's doing what I'm doing or attempting to. Even if I do, it's like I can't focus so much on their life that I should care about it. I just know, even in certain things that I have knowledge of with them, what they're not doing. And that's my inspiration. So a lot of this stuff I share is because it's my inspiration. It's a balance. I had the opportunity now to plant those seeds where I could, again, position myself more differently if there was to be another child. But now it'll be more from an evolved mental, emotional, financial, and spiritual place. So a lot of that is a part of the cycle breaking. You had to go through what you went through. Don't feel ashamed and guilt just because you have. I don't care if you have 10 or 11 kids. It's some people, what it is that they still refusing to see their shit. That's the fucked up part about it. And sometimes they be knowing. That's the fucked up shit about it. It's like y'all be knowing. But you just don't care. And you think that ain't gonna catch up with you. That's the karma. And sometimes it may not, and that's why I realize it's happening and playing out through us. And then when we face it, it returns to sender, meaning that it returns to where it started from. I channeled that. Whoa, it returns to the root of it. I've been picking up on shit like, even the fact of like how people think they're gonna get away from something. You can't outrun stuff. You don't outrun stuff. I know y'all hear me talk about my mom, my grandma, and all of them. I wonder if my grandma ever thought something happened to her. Like, did you really think you was gonna outrun the fact of your relationship with your daughters? Like how you have went about things, like how you treated your kids. And people don't think about this shit until like when they get elder. A lot of them, that's why I told myself, like, bro, I'm not perfect, but I'm telling you, that's some shit right now. I'm like, bro, I take so much effort and pride to realize how much my firstborn, like, how significant she is, her placements in natal charts and so forth, because I realized like there is shit karmically that has to be cleared with me that's very significant to them. I have to look at kids like when you think about the cycle and how you bring in a child, you have to recognize, is this in a karmic way? Like that's real and raw. I had to really sit with that and could no longer ignore, because I gotta think about how was the cycle of my mom and dad? How was I brought in? And my kids are continuous of that. I don't mean like it's the same exact thing. I mean the pattern. So what am I needing to see that they didn't see? What did they ignore that I can no longer ignore? When I think about the financial aspect, the housing, all like that, I'm like, yo, this is shit that my dad did. This is shit my mom did. A lot of this stuff is full circle, and the clarity around it is like brings me to the bigger picture. Like now with discipline, just on a personal level, I haven't had like been intimate in the sexual way in like, I think it's been over 6 months, 6 or 7 months. Either way, it's more so like I've had to recognize, again, my own fucked up ways, my own dysfunctionality, or what's keeping me imbalanced in certain places and so forth. And it goes back to like, not that I had to recognize like the awareness around the identity that I want to create now. And so in that allows me to elevate in different ways, to face things that I didn't want to see, to sit with myself more, to recognize things. Something told me to look at the clock and it's 5:55 on that. Synchronicity, but anywho, to see that and acknowledge the very things within myself. And again, the father wound aspect has been very apparent, because I would say it's much more different than the mother wound, because it's when I think about the fatherly energy, it's more visual. And it's still emotional. It still has a lot of, again, it reflects the feminine archetype as well. Like it's, whether you want to say father, but it's more so the responsibility and the accountability around this identity that I'm building around, like from merging my inner child to the father aspect, the manhood, all of these things. I realized like one thing that I'm recovering is the inner child. One thing I'm building upon. And then even in that, one of them was more so the woundedness around it, which again has affected parts of what my identity has been as a father that I'm drifting away from, that I have to acknowledge and heal, but still realize like in that karmic aspect is recognizing how the children energetically, when you bring a child in, it's the energy you were in. So a lot of that I've gradually accepted more and more, because of recognizing the mother wound has allowed me to acknowledge what I can not control, meaning like there is no control in feminine energy. So my daughter reminds me of that because she is so powerful and reminds me, even with her mouth, like her actions and just so many things. And it was just showing me again how just powerful the feminine archetype is, the energy aspect, and how when she comes out, it's like I have to tell myself, don't take it personal. This is who she is. This is a part of her energy. And even with that, my son, like, a lot of this is bringing up, again, the awareness around the balance between navigating through the mother womb, balancing that, and then seeing more so like my son, it's like, if I had to give not analogy, but an imagery of like, when I say my son is like, I'm the source of my universe, but there's a son, like my son orbiting me to my daughter. So you can't ignore it. It's a part of your universe. So in creating a child, you got to realize like your own universe, and then there's a whole nother universe. So think about other people when they come around into your reality, to your vortex and so forth, and imagine what you grew up in. When you grew up with people who didn't acknowledge within their world, in their universe, and so forth, the lessons, Saturn, all these, I'm connecting this shit as if it was like astrology and all this other stuff and the stars, but it's just the fact of like, imagine like people seeing that you are a part of their universe, but knowing the importance of you're your own universe first. So bringing another like bringing a life into this world, like the awareness around realize the cycle is acknowledging more of the healing that I need to go through, acknowledging more how I need to show up for myself, rather than prematurely allowing and this is my own personal shit that I had to cycle break, allowing my lower nature or just my like sex to rule me. So that spirit, for one, I told you that was plaguing that lust and so forth, allowing that to be used as almost like a predatorial aspect. And what I mean by that is like praying like in a trauma bonding way. Like I remember how I would just think sex could fix things, or again, how I wasn't protected and exposed very young, using that in a predatorial way. Like, okay, this didn't go well, or this is chaotic right now, so let me just seductively or seduce this person into something, and it doesn't fix anything. You just create more energy, or possibly coming together, not realizing like it still creates a life. So with that, it's the awareness and discipline on it now. For one, I don't have to do that. There's other options, but I don't have to engage in that. And then that's what I realize now, the bigger picture is healing that sacral chakra, healing that root chakra, because a lot of this is bringing balance and alignment to where now I realize what I ignore, I have to stabilize. I have to see the pattern in what my father did, that karmic lesson. And then I have to see again that same thing with my mom, or certain things again, which whomever was dealing with what and so forth, how they connected in the bigger picture. So now the awareness around it is, again, being able to see that shit play out in other people, bro. I'm recognizing the spiritual warfare, or even just the warrior that these people, or the energies like that don't have balance or know how to structure or have discipline, override them or consume them. And again, when the veil is lifted already, these spirits, these energies have to expose themselves for what it is. And it's like, these things have always been happening. It's just to the natural eye, people get shocked. But to people that are in tune spiritually, it's no surprise. Because when you become more aware of these things, you realize, again, it's a spiritual thing. It's something that isn't seen on the surface. So when you see stuff play out, you able to see like, whoa. Like it doesn't shock you, but it's just like, man, I was around this person. Just imagine if like you know, the divine wasn't watching over me or had not been as discerning. And this is how people get exposed to stuff. This is how they are not aware because they're more loyal to a wound, to the dysfunction, trauma bonding, and so forth. And what they end up in, you know, again, growing up in family where sabotaging because of their own internal warfare, their own internal shit, and so forth, and wanting to keep you attached unhealthily to them, and so forth. And so, yeah, man. And that's, again, that's a whole nother way of like them disguising who that really is. But that's the beauty of restoration, or what's being restored. It's like people being in tune and knowing like what you actually up against. So, and that's the beauty of knowing better and doing better. It's a discipline, man. It's really the discipline in this shit. Because when you are like chosen to do something differently, like this comes with the territory. It comes with discipline. It comes again with people not supporting. And again, you gotta think about, again, they're loyal to shit that has been plaguing them or consumed by in the shadows, in the darkness. Like, you don't see everything that's on people. You don't know what they're dealing with. But that when my cousin told me about that guy, I was like, bro, like, man, somebody probably never see the light of day again. Because when you think about something like that, like, this was a guy that we knew that was training people, played basketball with them and everything. And it's just like, what? And it's wild because the other day I look in the mailbox. I'm finna get out because I've been calling to work out. I go look in the mailbox, and it literally, like, all this shit come full circle. Like, that's a theme on, I realize, like, as energies that you like heal through, like you see it play out on a grander scale, and it's such a thing right now with like this sexual energy. I told y'all about like how you're gonna really see people's shadows that can't be hidden. And it was like saying how, like, I've never in my life seen this shit. Like, I thought, well, usually you can go online and see registered sex offenders. Bro, there was a paper that came in the mail that had a elderly man on there, and it was like registered sex offender because it has to be publicized. And just imagine the people that aren't, or people who've been protected. That's a whole nother spiritual warfare. Like, I was sitting and talking to my cousin about it. I'm like, bro, that's why I could not, like, the fucked up shit about certain families, I could not ever deal with people again. I won't ever, because when I see the spiritual aspect, I won't ever want my kids to be exposed, even people touching them, even the thing around, like, on a deeper level, like, them not going to get some type of support or even realize, like, how, like, going through the process of trying to heal that shit. Like, man. So, yeah, bro. It's bad. And it just shows you, like, a lot of this shit doesn't matter. What is it, Saturn and Aries? A lot of these things, bro, Saturn is going to reveal so much. Because I told y'all, like, how people patterns, and Aries is initiator, so we're initiating like a whole new world, a lot of initiation through legacies. I'm about to say genealogy, but ancestrally and so forth. So a lot of shit we have like binded and broke it, like let go, because, shoo, boy, y'all be surprised. Like, when I see a lot of these kids out here that are exposed to a lot of stuff early, I can see the spiritual aspect to that shit. I see the depths of that shit. Cause we were talking about a whole different other guy. I'm like, bro, it makes you really think about how many people have really been sexually abused or assaulted young. And amongst men too. Cause a lot of them dudes, man, he told me about another guy, like basketball, playing basketball with him. how he was working at a school and how he got hit with some shit. And I'm like, whoa. Again, I'm sitting here thinking like, bro, nah. I see the responsibility now in so many things where you even got to be careful of the people who y'all don't even realize, like, dealing with shit, but you know how we used to think it was all fun and games. This is not about like taking life so serious, but it is serious when it comes to cycle breaking and shit, facing your shadows. Cause that shit takes a lot of discipline, it takes a lot of inner work. And people become comfortable. They'll stay in the same cycle. They'll stay around each other. It's just the fact of like how, like, why I couldn't fuck with certain people no more at all. It ain't even just family. It's just the fact of like how people have normalized the fact of, yo, you know this dude has done this, or certain people have been associated with something, and you still just act like. And then the fact of like you hang around them, and then you don't even question the fact of like you having kids or anything. I'm pretty sure people can make their same judgment about me with things. That's cool. I'm not, and what I mean by that is like from like growing up in physical abuse and so forth. Again, I know myself to the depths of what I'm navigating through, and that's the thing about rising above and realizing like I have to be more consistent in mastering the energy around being more stable and grounded within myself. That's something only me and Source and my ancestors and spirit guides know the depths of and so forth. Other than that, like, I can't convince or try to sway anybody else because it's just, I just know the bigger picture of what I've been shown and so forth. And it's wild because just moving away, I realized like you see almost like the things you don't want to see about people, and you have to accept the reality. It cannot be ignored. That shit is wow. And it is what it is. Like I said, it goes both ways. Like I said, I've experienced things with people. I don't take it personally that just because I've experienced something with someone years ago and that they may not ever want to be in my life again. I get it. Because I get it now. I get it to the perspective of like, okay, I get it. I ain't mad at you. You know, but the bigger picture is that I'm able to, like I said, just knowing about these people, bro, I don't even know, like, I tell myself, whoa. And it's wild because these transits are going to reveal so much more than what nobody can hide. That's the thing about facing your own fucking shadow within yourself. It's just a human experience. We come here to live it and realize like facing these things, you become lighter. You become peace with yourself. At peace with yourself first, and not try to convince people that you have to be like accepted by them and so forth. Because everybody has been associated with people that they know nothing about or been a part of certain shit. But now the bigger picture with these kids involved, I'm like, oh yeah, no. They're no different than any other guy in my family. Like I said, I don't even see how certain family members still stay around people. It's like, it makes you think of like the mental capacity or wherever they are, to where I know family members, they'll talk about the person, they'll do this and do that, gossip, do all these things, but never take the action to actually stay away and move away, like position themselves to actually stay away. And then even when you go away, shit will become more clearer, especially if you ain't able to see it within. Like, when you see it in your environment, that's one thing. But then when you make that decision to accept, like, okay, this no longer resonate, you got to start making conscious decisions, like more conscious decisions. Because if you're when you realize when you want unconscious, then you realize how much you are harming yourself and your children. That's the danger in people even ignoring the signs or ignoring the red flags and not seeing the bigger picture, like realizing like, man, you know, when it really hits you, you have the opportunity to stay comfortable, complacent, or make decisions. Cause bro, I'm grateful, I'm honored, man, because I know sharing these things It's to inspire and encourage people. Like, you don't have to feel shame and guilt around things you did not know. It's things you were unconscious of. So many different things. Like, it's just what it is. Because, again, you have to live in your world no matter what. You have to create your own. You have to create your own lifestyle and be at peace with that. Everybody don't. Nobody got to accept shit about what's in your world. But I tell you one thing, as we're shifting towards authenticity and so forth, there are going to be people that want to be in your world because they're going to realize how dangerous and how unstable their world is. So when I think about the environments of people, stuff like that, bro, it's got instability written all over, because how much you think that even protecting someone like that, you think is cool, or even like associating yourself knowing that this person hasn't, got some type of support and so forth, whatever. But yeah, and that's the fucked up part about it. So y'all take care of yourself. Peace and blessings. Shalom.